Enrich the quality of mind. This is a topic for personality development written by M. Soni sir. Dr. Smiley Blanton says no man can win true happiness unless he learns to work with loving hands. Information leads to interest, and interested people are always interesting and alive. Extend your interest not only to your work but to everything in your world. Be interested in living and you will soon become vital. Many people think they are tired when they are just plain bored. The way out of boredom is to cultivate interest in living. You live at the center of your circle, but you don't need to be confined to it. Look outward and see the interesting things about you. Andrew Castellange, the great musical director, one day visited Matisse, the celebrated artist, at his home on the shores of the Mediterranean. Mediterranean asked, "I grow artichokes," replied Matisse. "Every morning I go into the garden and watch these plants. I see the play of light and shade on the leaves, and I discover new combinations of colors and fantastic new patterns. They inspire me. I go back into the studio and paint." Do you have a hobby? Some program for self improvement? Next to liking your work, the most important thing is to have something you love to do when you are not working. Life increases with living, not with the stagnating. If your job involves being with your other people, becoming involved in some great cause, so much the better. We are made to be with our kind. Dr. Viktor Frank and his psychiatric school in Vienna teaches that the most important factor in living is to try to find a meaning in everything. To be really vital, we need to make provision for regular, adequate intake of inspiration. We need the stimulus of other minds. Our minds need feeding with the positive thoughts. They need the challenge of a great writers. Inspiration really means breathing in, and it is as necessary to our well-being as food and exercise. It provides the motivation which gives meaning and purpose of living. Above all, make contact with the new people, even if it costs a good deal of effort. Nothing stimulates like human contact. Love of mankind in the best and widest sense is essential for full and vital thing. Dr. Smiley Blayton says, "Without love, we lose the will to live. Our mental and physical vitality is impaired, our resistance is lowered, and we succumb to illness that often prove fatal. We may escape actual death, but what remains is a meager and bare existence, emotionally so impoverished that we can only be called half alive. Exercising the mind increases its capabilities. To develop the mind not only helps us in our careers, leading to promotion, efficiency, and the respect of those around us, it also makes life more interesting and pleasant. and tends to make us better company, more sympathetic, and more attractive to other people. Here are same constructive suggestions for enriching life by strengthening the mind. The first step is to want to do it. It is possible, of course, to choose to keep ourselves, to pride ourselves on our ignorance, and to sit around waiting for someone else to amuse us. But life like this is empty. The lively mind finds opportunities of services, makes contacts, has always something to think about. It wins the good job when the lazy mind remains in a rut. Suppose that there is another life after death. Clearly, such a life must be one in which the body is less important than it is in this life, where we have to be constantly attending to its routine wants. It might be a good idea to start educating ourselves now for a life in which mental experience will be more important. If we believe in immortality, we can hardly believe that we were placed in the world for no purpose. On the other hand, suppose there is no life beyond the grave. This is an overwhelming reason for making most of this short life. Many people never seem to realize the value of life, the uniqueness of every day. I wish some of the people who waste time could give me some. My father, after sneering at a contemporary poetry for years, suddenly woke up to its beauty and interest at the age of 70 and had a time studying new poets. Such people are happy. Their mind are kept simple and alert. They don't weary others with the endless repetitions of dull reminiscences. They are busy living. Even today, when some improvement have been made, college life is often dull, sterile, and full of rather dreary, meaningless misfortune. This gives people the feeling that education is unpleasant task of cramming. I doubt if anyone has ever been more thankful to leave college than I was, but I have since embarked happily on a new academic career. I taught myself journalism, which is paying rich interest and has also polished the mind. It is not education that is dull and disagreeable. It is life and way one has to learn. The best education is self education. In universities, people are expected to get educated, and in intelligent life, we go on doing this ourselves. For many of us, in fact, even today, leaving college is the golden opportunity to begin educating ourselves. Don't be content with one field of knowledge. The intelligent person tries to know everything of some. Just repeating. Don't be content with one field of knowledge. The intelligent person tries to know everything of something and something of everything. The brain needs a varied diet, just as the body does. It is a good idea to have at least one intellectual pursuit, one sport, one craft. It is a better idea to pursue three. Nowadays, most jobs are very specialized, both in factories and shops and in professional life. Specialization is an excellent thing from one point of view. It saves time, permits a very high standards of work, and it is cheaper. Specialization is one reason why the standard of living is so high today. But it has the disadvantage that we are all apt to be astonishingly ignorant of everything except our specialized work. Thus, we should contact as far as possible by taking up other interests. What do I know most about English literature, my professional special subject? There is, of course, always something new to learn about this, and literature is a subject that doesn't help towards other interests, but it is one sided. I also studied journalism on the intellectual side. What I do know with the complete certainly, what I do know with complete certainty is that the variety of interest made me a happier, more lively, better company, and much better teacher of my subject at university. Keep up your own subject, but also try a new one now and then. In the latter case, attaining a higher standard ought not to matter. That is not what we are aiming at. We are hoping to find some interest and pleasure in the occupation. Don't speak mere distraction all the time. It is rather too easy today to sit and be amused. We have abundant cheap books, magazines, the radio, the cinema, and now television. All these are excellent things if not misused. But too much passive watching, listening, or reading can make us addicts of such addicts of couch potatoes. We find we need a constant supply of our particular drug and we forget how to amuse ourselves. Even the most humdrum and tedious of tasks can be used as a step towards some great worthwhile goal. By concentrating your thoughts on the final goal, you make it easier to carry out these tasks. You can see them from what they are, positive steps on the way to great things. Don't become resigned to the situation as it now is. The mark of the truly successful person is to continual striving to do better. However, well he is doing, the positive minded man is always seeking improvement. He does not hope there might be a better way. He knows there is one waiting to be found. By working on these lines, you can quickly become more positive in your approach and thereby rapidly improve your life. In your career, your family and home situations, your hobbies and leisure activities, the positive approach brings desirable results. You find yourself gradually taking charge of the things that happens to you, holding the reins and guiding events instead of passively going whatever events may push you. It is excellent to listen to some music on the radio, but It also desirable to sing or play some instrument ourselves. It is very pleasant to go to the picture, but an amateur play is a great fun and more of a real life experience. Thinking is an underrated occupation. When someone sits in silence and apparently does nothing, we are tempted to think him dull. Maybe he is really thinking. When I am told I don't believe in putting ideas into people's heads, I answer I do. I think that is what heads are for. Remember that not all knowledge is book learning. Some people who missed formal education or who find reading very difficult are apt to feel unhappy and inferior because they equate knowledge and education with book learning. The equation is false. Moral wisdom is also important. The mind is strengthened as well as the character when instead of simply obeying a few conventions without thought, we really seek to do right, considering the nature of good and trying to aim at a better life. We should try to acquire the educated heart, training our own emotions in forbearance and other social virtues. Human understanding is an art and science, and a large part of it you can learn to mutual respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity and to fight insurgent activities. Sorry, this is up to here only. We should try to acquire the educated heart, training our own emotions in forbearance and other social virtues. Human understanding is an art and science, and a large part of it you can learn. So, this is the topic of personality development excellently. Somewhere, some pronunciation issue was there, and sometimes I was just late night reading, so I was got I was I got diverted, and because of that, somewhere I stuck in between. Anyway, it is by personal gain to read such a interesting topic, well written. Thank you.